the illusion of external validation. We often find ourselves caught in a silent yet powerful current, constantly drifting towards the shores of approval from others. From our earliest days, we learn to gauge our worth not by an inner compass, but by the reflections we see in the eyes of those around us. This deep-seated desire to be liked, to be accepted, to be seen as enough by our peers, family, and even strangers shapes so many of our choices and aspirations. It whispers insidious thoughts into our minds, suggesting that our inherent value is somehow tied to external praise or recognition. We might dress a certain way, pursue particular careers, or even adopt beliefs that aren't truly our own, all in the hopes of earning a nod of affirmation. This relentless pursuit of external validation can feel like a necessary part of navigating the world, but it often leads us further away from our authentic selves. It's a subtle yet pervasive force that dictates much of our unspoken personal narrative. This ingrained habit stems from a complex mix of societal expectations and our fundamental human need for connection. We are taught, often implicitly, that success is measured by accolades, wealth, or popularity, and that happiness is found when others admire our achievements. The fear of standing out in the wrong way, or the dread of being overlooked entirely, can drive us to conform to unspoken rules and standards. We might scroll through social media, comparing our lives to carefully curated highlight reels, feeling a pang of inadequacy if our own doesn't quite measure up. This constant comparison fuels the hunger for external validation, making us believe that our peace of mind depends on how well we perform in the eyes of the world. It's a powerful cycle where the more we seek external approval, the more we feel we need it, creating a dependency that can be hard to break. This deep-rooted conditioning makes us believe that our worth is a public commodity, constantly up for judgment and evaluation. Yet, anyone who has chased this elusive prize knows its nature is fleeting, like trying to hold water in open hands. The applause, the compliments, the promotions, or the likes on a post, while momentarily gratifying, never quite fill the void we hope they will. That initial rush of pleasure quickly fades, leaving us scanning the horizon for the next wave of affirmation. It's a temporary fix, a sugar rush for the soul that leaves us craving more, rather than truly nourished. True satisfaction, the kind that settles deep within our bones, cannot be manufactured from someone else's opinion of us. No matter how many people tell us we are good enough, if we don't believe it ourselves, their words become hollow echoes. This constant need for more validation creates an insatiable hunger, always pushing us towards the next achievement without ever allowing us to truly appreciate the present. We become trapped in a cycle of seeking, never fully arriving at a place of genuine contentment. In this relentless quest for external approval, we often inadvertently begin to shed pieces of our true identity. We might start to mold our opinions, adjust our behaviors, and even suppress our genuine feelings to fit into a perceived ideal. The vibrant colors of our unique personality can become muted, softened to blend in with the backdrop of others' expectations. This subtle transformation means we gradually lose touch with the very core of who we are, the authentic self that yearns to be seen and celebrated. We become chameleons, constantly changing our hue to match our surroundings, forgetting what our original color even was. This act of self-betrayal, however small, chips away at our internal sense of self-worth, making us feel less grounded and more adrift. It's a dangerous game where the prize of acceptance comes at the cost of our own integrity and genuine connection to ourselves. The emotional toll of this illusion is profound, often manifesting as a quiet anxiety or a pervasive sense of inadequacy. Even when we achieve external markers of success, that gnawing feeling persists, whispering that we are somehow not enough or that our success is undeserved. This can lead to imposter syndrome, where we constantly fear being found out as a fraud, despite our genuine accomplishments. We live in a state of perpetual performance, always on guard, always trying to anticipate what others want from us, which is exhausting and unsustainable. The joy that should come from our efforts is overshadowed by the fear of judgment or the fleeting nature of praise. This constant pressure to maintain an image for others drains our energy and robs us of genuine peace. It prevents us from truly relaxing into our own skin and embracing our inherent value, regardless of external feedback. What makes this pursuit particularly frustrating is that external validation is a moving target, constantly shifting with the whims and opinions of others. What one person admires, another might criticize. What is popular today may be forgotten tomorrow. There's no universal standard for enough that we can finally reach and then rest. This means that the goalposts are always being moved, leaving us in a perpetual state of striving without ever truly arriving. We are essentially building our happiness on foundations made of sand, easily eroded by changing tides. Relying on others for our self-worth means giving them immense power over our emotional state, making us vulnerable to their moods and perceptions. This endless chase becomes a treadmill where we expend vast amounts of energy only to find ourselves in the same place, still searching for that elusive sense of worth. Recognizing this illusion is the crucial first step toward reclaiming our power and forging a life that truly resonates with our deepest desires. It's about understanding that the wellspring of true confidence and contentment doesn't lie in the applause of a crowd, but within the quiet chambers of our own heart. This realization is not about dismissing others' opinions entirely, but about giving them their rightful smaller place in our lives. It means shifting our focus from seeking approval to cultivating a profound sense of self-acceptance and inner knowing. When we truly begin to see that our worth is intrinsic, not conditional, a profound sense of liberation washes over us. This internal shift allows us to breathe more freely, to make choices that align with our authentic self, rather than with a projected image. It's a gentle turning, a subtle yet powerful redirection of our energy back to where it truly belongs, within ourselves. The moment we place our self-worth in the hands of others, we unwittingly hand them the keys to our happiness. Their fleeting praise can lift us, but their indifference or criticism can just as easily send us plummeting into doubt. This dynamic leaves us perpetually at the mercy of external forces, unable to chart our own emotional course with stability. True freedom comes from understanding that our value is not up for debate or dependent on anyone else's judgment. It is inherent, a birthright that cannot be granted or taken away by external circumstances or opinions. Reclaiming these keys means building an internal fortress of self-acceptance, a place where external winds may blow but cannot shake our core. This empowers us to live from a place of genuine strength, rather than constantly reacting to the world around us. Instead of constantly asking, "What do they think of me?" we are invited to ask, "What do I think of myself?" This profound question shifts the locus of control from the outside in, inviting us to explore our own values, passions, and convictions. It encourages us to listen to the soft whispers of our inner voice, the one that knows our truth even when the world is loud. What truly brings us joy, what ignites our spirit, what kind of person do we aspire to be, independent of any audience? This journey of self-discovery is far more rewarding than the endless chase for external approval, as it leads to a deep, abiding sense of purpose and peace. It allows us to build a life that feels genuinely ours, a life crafted from the inside out, rather than assembled from borrowed fragments. Letting go of the illusion of external validation isn't an overnight process. It's a gradual unfolding, a gentle shedding of old habits and beliefs. It requires courage to stand firm in our own truth, especially when it goes against the grain of popular opinion. But with each small step away from seeking approval, we step closer to our authentic selves, closer to the life we are truly meant to live. This journey inward is where the real magic happens, where we discover that our greatest life doesn't begin when others finally see our worth, but when we finally recognize it within ourselves. It is a profound act of self-love and liberation, paving the way for a foundation built on unwavering self-acceptance. This is the starting point, the essential truth that unlocks all the potential waiting within you. Listening to your inner voice. After the clamor of external voices has for too long dictated our steps and colored our self-worth, a quiet yearning often begins to stir within us, a subtle tug towards something more authentic. This is not a grand declaration, but a gentle whisper, an ancient knowing that resides beneath the surface of everyday worries and societal pressures. It is the first breath of true self-discovery, inviting us to turn our gaze inward, away from the mirrors of others' expectations, To truly begin crafting your greatest life, you must first learn to discern this delicate sound, to recognize its unique frequency amidst the world's endless static. This inner compass holds the map to your truest path, waiting patiently for you to acknowledge its presence. This inner voice isn't always loud or dramatic. It rarely shouts over the din of doubt or fear that can sometimes cloud our judgment. Instead, it speaks in feelings, in gut reactions, in sudden sparks of clarity, or even in the quiet unease that signals something is off kilter. It might manifest as a persistent intuition about a decision, a deep sense of peace when you choose one path over another, or a subtle resistance that tells you to pause and reconsider. Learning to tune into these nuanced signals requires a conscious effort, a willingness to slow down and truly feel what your body and spirit are trying to communicate. It's about developing a profound sensitivity to your own emotional and energetic landscape. For many of us, this intuitive channel has been muted over years, perhaps stifled by the need to conform, to please, or to simply survive in a demanding world. We were taught to prioritize logic, external validation, and tangible proof, often at the expense of our innate knowing. Reawakening this connection is akin to rediscovering a forgotten language, one that speaks directly to the soul's deepest truths. It means giving yourself permission to trust sensations, even when they don't immediately make logical sense to the analytical mind. The journey of listening begins with acknowledging that there is indeed a wisdom residing within you, independent of outward influences. Creating space for this inner dialogue is essential, and it doesn't demand elaborate rituals or grand gestures. It can be as simple as taking a few moments each day to sit in silence, allowing your thoughts to drift without judgment, and noticing what rises to the surface. Perhaps it's a quiet walk in nature, where the natural rhythm of the world helps to still your own hurried pace. Maybe it's journaling, letting your hand move freely across the page, capturing the unspoken thoughts and feelings that your inner voice is trying to articulate. These moments of stillness are not luxuries. They are vital acts of self-care that cultivate the fertile ground for intuition to blossom. The challenge often lies in distinguishing this authentic inner voice from the chorus of anxieties, past wounds, or societal conditioning that also occupies our minds. Your true intuition feels expansive, empowering, and aligns with your deepest values, even if it might suggest a path that seems unfamiliar or bold. It doesn't criticize or demean. Instead, it offers gentle guidance and clarity. Conversely, fear-based thoughts often feel constricting, urgent, and fueled by a need for control or external approval. Learning to discern these different energies is a practice, a continuous refinement of your internal listening skills, much like learning to differentiate musical instruments in a complex symphony. Trusting this inner guidance requires courage, especially when its promptings diverge from what others expect or what seems sensible on the surface. It means stepping into the unknown, sometimes without a clear blueprint, simply because your heart knows it's the right direction. This isn't about reckless abandon, but about an unwavering faith in your own internal wisdom. Every small act of trusting your gut, every decision made from a place of genuine inner knowing, strengthens this connection and emboldens your spirit. Each successful alignment reinforces the belief that you possess an infallible guide within. When you consistently choose to honor this voice, a profound transformation begins to unfold in your life. Decisions become clearer, actions feel more aligned, and a sense of effortless flow often replaces struggle. You start to move through the world with a quiet confidence, no longer swayed by every passing trend or external opinion. Your choices emanate from a place of deep authenticity, creating a life that truly reflects who you are, rather than who you think you should be. This alignment brings a peace that external accomplishments alone can never provide, a deep resonance with your very being. This journey of listening is not a linear one, and there will be times when the noise of the world feels overwhelming, or when doubt creeps in, making it hard to hear. Be patient and compassionate with yourself during these moments. Just as a musician practices scales to refine their ear, you too are developing a muscle that strengthens with consistent use and gentle attention. The goal isn't perfection, but presence, a continuous commitment to checking in with yourself, to asking, What is my truth in this moment? And then allowing the answer to emerge from within. Embracing your inner voice means accepting that you are your own primary source of wisdom and validation. It's a powerful reclamation of your personal authority, shifting the locus of control from outside to inside. This self-reliance doesn't mean isolating yourself from others. Rather, it allows you to engage with the world from a place of greater strength and clarity. When you know yourself intimately, you can offer your truest self to others, forging more meaningful connections based on authenticity. This is a crucial step towards living a life that feels genuinely yours, rich with purpose and personal meaning. As you cultivate this deep listening, you will begin to notice patterns, recurring themes, and undeniable truths that your inner self has been patiently trying to convey. These insights are not random. They are threads leading you toward your core desires, revealing what truly matters to you beyond superficial wants. This inner dialogue becomes a sacred conversation, guiding you not just in big life choices, but in the small, everyday moments that collectively shape your existence. It's the foundation upon which your greatest life can be thoughtfully and intentionally built, brick by authentic brick. Identifying your core desires. After quieting the world's clamor and truly listening to that soft, persistent whisper within, a new question naturally arises. What is it truly trying to tell you? This isn't about the fleeting wants that societal trends or sing fancies might suggest, but something far more profound, rooted deeply in the soil of your very being. Identifying your core desires is like unearthing hidden treasures, vital pieces of a map that only you can decipher, leading you towards a life that feels genuinely yours. It requires a gentle yet unwavering curiosity, a willingness to sit with uncomfortable truths and celebrate unexpected revelations. This journey inward is not merely an act of self-discovery. It is the foundational step in crafting a future that resonates with your deepest aspirations, shaping a path illuminated by your authentic self. You are not just observing, you are actively participating in the creation of your own destiny, guided by these powerful internal compass points. Often, we confuse what we think we should want with what our soul truly craves, a subtle but significant distinction that can steer us wildly off course. The world constantly bombards us with images of success, happiness, and fulfillment, often dictating the metrics by which we measure our own worth. We might chase titles, possessions, or even relationships, believing these external markers will finally bring contentment, only to find an echoing emptiness once they are achieved. True desires, however, feel different. They hum with an undeniable energy, a sense of rightness that transcends fleeting trends or the approval of others. They are the silent longing for connection, the burning passion for creativity, the quiet yearning for peace, or the deep-seated impulse to contribute something meaningful to the world around you. Learning to discern these genuine inner calls from the external noise is an art form, a practice of tuning into your own unique frequency. Uncovering these core desires doesn't always happen in a sudden flash of insight. More often, it's a slow, deliberate unfolding, much like watching a flower bloom in gentle time. One of the most powerful tools at your disposal is the simple act of quiet reflection, carving out moments of stillness in an otherwise busy existence. Find a peaceful space where you can simply be, without distraction or demand, allowing your thoughts to drift and settle. Ask yourself open-ended questions. What truly lights me up? Or what breaks my heart and moves me to act? Or what would I pursue if fear were not a factor? These moments of introspection, free from judgment, create the fertile ground where your deepest longings can finally surface, revealing themselves with honesty and clarity. Beyond quiet contemplation, journaling offers a tangible way to capture and explore the whispers of your soul, transforming fleeting thoughts into concrete insights. Don't censor yourself. Just write, allowing the ink to flow freely, documenting everything from your wildest dreams to your most persistent frustrations. Pay close attention to the emotions that rise within you during different activities or conversations. Joy, excitement, even irritation can be powerful indicators of what truly matters to you. Notice what topics you gravitate towards in books or discussions, what causes stir your passion, or what simple moments bring you profound peace. These everyday observations are not insignificant. They are breadcrumbs leading you directly to the heart of your authentic self, mapping out the terrain of your deepest yearnings. Sometimes the desires we uncover might feel unconventional, perhaps even a little scary, especially if they diverge sharply from the paths laid out by family, friends, or societal expectations. There's a natural tendency to shy away from these unique callings, to push them back into the shadows, fearing judgment or the unknown. Yet, true liberation begins when you bravely acknowledge these desires, giving them space to breathe and grow, regardless of how sensible or achievable they might seem to others. Embracing this vulnerability is an act of profound self-love, a declaration that your inner compass is trustworthy, even if its directions lead you off the beaten track. Remember, the greatest lives are often built not on conformity, but on the courageous pursuit of what truly sets one's spirit ablaze. It's crucial to understand that identifying your core desires isn't about creating a rigid, unchangeable blueprint for your future, but rather about illuminating guiding lights. These desires are like stars in your personal sky, offering direction and purpose, helping you navigate the inevitable twists and turns of life's journey. They might evolve over time, shifting slightly as you grow and experience new things, and that's perfectly natural and healthy. The goal is not to latch onto a single, fixed outcome, but to understand the underlying values and longings that drive you, allowing them to inform your choices and shape your experiences. Think of them as a compass pointing north, even if the exact path to that direction might wind through various landscapes and unexpected detours. To neglect these fundamental yearnings is to live a life perpetually out of sync, like an orchestra playing beautiful music, but just a half step off key. When you consistently ignore your core desires, a subtle but pervasive sense of unease can settle in, manifesting as boredom, restlessness, or a persistent feeling of unfulfillment, even amidst external success. This isn't a moral failing, but a deep internal signal, a gentle but firm reminder from your soul that you're straying from your authentic path. It's a whisper urging you to reevaluate, to reconnect with what truly matters, and to realign your actions with the deeper currents of your spirit. Ignoring this inner wisdom can lead to a hollow existence, where accomplishments feel empty and joy remains elusive. The act of identifying your core desires is an incredibly empowering step, transforming you from a passive passenger to the conscious architect of your own experience. It shifts your perspective, allowing you to view challenges not as roadblocks, but as opportunities to creatively align your actions with your deepest intentions. This clarity provides a powerful sense of purpose, fueling your resilience and inspiring you to overcome obstacles that once seemed insurmountable. When you know what truly drives you, every decision, every effort, every small victory becomes imbued with greater meaning, propelling you forward with genuine enthusiasm. You begin to understand that your greatest life isn't a reward to be earned, but a masterpiece to be sculpted, one intentional choice at a time, guided by the wisdom of your heart. Once these core desires begin to emerge, the next natural question is often, what now? You don't need to overhaul your entire life overnight. Sometimes the most profound changes begin with the smallest, most intentional steps. Perhaps it's dedicating a few minutes each day to a forgotten hobby, initiating a conversation that's been lingering on your mind, or simply saying no to something that drains your energy. These seemingly minor adjustments, when made with conscious awareness of your true desires, create a ripple effect, slowly but surely reshaping your reality. Each small action becomes a vote for the life you truly want to live, building momentum and confidence in your ability to steer your own course. Living in alignment with your core desires is an ongoing journey, not a fixed destination, demanding continuous awareness and gentle recalibration. There will be moments of doubt, external pressures that try to pull you off track, and perhaps even times when your desires evolve and surprise you. The beauty lies in the continuous engagement with yourself, the willingness to revisit these questions and deepen your understanding of what truly makes you feel alive. This persistent self-inquiry ensures that your life remains a vibrant, authentic expression of who you are, constantly growing and adapting, rather than a static monument to past aspirations. Embrace this dynamic process, for it is within this flow that your greatest life truly blossoms, guided by the unwavering light of your own heart. Embracing your unique path. After the quiet whispers of your inner voice have settled, and the vibrant echoes of your core desires have found their rhythm, a distinct landscape begins to emerge within you. This isn't a pre-drawn map handed down by others, nor a well-trodden highway paved by societal expectations. Instead, it's a unique terrain, shaped by the very contours of your soul. It's a feeling, a deep-seated knowing that unfurls gently, inviting you to step forward into the uncharted beauty of your own making. You might sense it in a sudden surge of inspiration, a quiet conviction that lights up your spirit, or a persistent pull towards something that feels inherently right, even if you can't quite articulate why. This is the first glimpse of your unique path, waiting for your willing footsteps to bring it to life. It's a calling that resonates only with you, a melody only your heart can truly hear and dance to. For so long, we are taught to measure our steps against the stride of others, to compare our blossoming to the gardens next door, always seeking validation in shared experiences or approved trajectories. But your path, the one that truly belongs to you, defies such easy comparisons. It might veer off into unexpected groves, or ascend mountains no one else sees, or even pause in valleys where the silence speaks volumes only you can understand. There is an unparalleled freedom in recognizing that your journey doesn't need to mirror anyone else's success story or conform to a popular narrative. This acceptance liberates a profound energy within you, allowing your authentic self to breathe and expand without the suffocating pressure of external judgment. Stepping onto such a path, especially when it feels solitary or deviates from the familiar, can naturally stir a quiet apprehension within your heart. The unknown stretches before you, sometimes shrouded in a mist of uncertainty, and the comfortable warmth of conformity might beckon you back with its soft, persuasive whispers. You might question if you possess the courage, the resilience, or even the right to forge a way so uniquely your own. It's a vulnerable moment, standing at the edge of who you've been and who you're becoming, where the fear of judgment or the possibility of missteps can feel heavy on your shoulders. Yet this very hesitation is a testament to the magnitude of the journey you are about to undertake, a natural response to shedding old skins and embracing a new, more expansive self. But within that vulnerability lies an unexpected wellspring of strength, a quiet courage that doesn't roar, but rather hums with unwavering resolve. This isn't a courage born from the absence of fear, but from the profound decision to move forward despite it, fueled by the conviction that your truest self awaits discovery down this very road. It is the strength of an ancient oak, weathering storms not by resisting them, but by allowing itself to bend and sway, deepening its roots with every gust. Trusting this inner fortitude means understanding that you are equipped with everything you need for the journey ahead, even if the tools aren't immediately visible. This inherent power, waiting patiently within you, is the steadfast companion that will light your way through any shadowed passages. This unique path is rarely a straight line, smoothly paved and easily traveled. Instead, it often twists and turns, climbs steep inclines, and meanders through unexpected detours. There will be moments of exhilarating clarity where every step feels aligned with your purpose, and then times of dense fog where the next move is obscured and uncertain. You might stumble, you might pause to rest, or you might even find yourself backtracking to gather a lost piece of yourself. Each challenge, each moment of doubt, each small victory is not a deviation from your path view, an integral part of its rich tapestry. These experiences, both the joyful and the difficult, are the very lessons that refine your spirit and deepen your understanding of who you truly are and what you are capable of. To navigate these varied landscapes, the most reliable compass you possess is the unwavering trust in your own intuition. It's that gut feeling, that quiet nudge, that inner knowing that guides you towards what is genuinely right for you, even when logic or external advice might suggest otherwise. Cultivating this self-trust is a practice, a daily commitment to tuning into your own wisdom and honoring its gentle directives. When you learn to lean into this internal guidance system, you discover a profound sense of security that transcends external circumstances. It's about listening deeply to the subtle cues your body, mind, and spirit offer, allowing them to lead you with grace and authenticity. Embrace the beautiful imperfections that define your journey, for they are the very marks of your authenticity. The detours and the missteps are not failures, but rather unique brushstrokes in the masterpiece of your life, adding depth and character that a flawless linear path could never offer. It is in these moments of vulnerability and learning that your true resilience shines through, revealing a strength you might not have known you possessed. Every scar tells a story of overcoming. Every unexpected turn unveils a new perspective, and every moment of doubt, once navigated, solidifies your self-belief. This tapestry of experience, woven with both triumphs and tribulations, is what makes your story truly compelling and uniquely yours. As you continue to walk this path, rooted deeply in your own truth, an extraordinary sense of fulfillment begins to blossom within you. This isn't the fleeting happiness that comes from external achievements or the approval of others, but a profound and abiding joy that emanates from within. It's the quiet satisfaction of living a life that feels genuinely aligned with your deepest values and aspirations. A life where you are the author, the protagonist, and the very heart of the story. This deep connection to your authentic self brings a sense of belonging, not to a group or an idea, but to the very essence of who you are, creating a serene inner peace that external circumstances can rarely disturb. The beauty of embracing your unique path extends far beyond your own personal journey, creating a subtle yet powerful ripple effect in the world around you. By simply being your authentic self, by courageously following the whispers of your own heart, you inadvertently give permission to others to do the same. You become a quiet beacon of possibility, demonstrating that there is immense strength and joy in forging one's own way, without needing to preach or persuade. Your genuine happiness and the visible peace you cultivate become an unspoken invitation for others to explore their own inner landscapes and discover the unique beauty of their individual journeys. Ultimately, embracing your unique path is not about proving anything to anyone else, nor is it about reaching a specific destination faster or more efficiently than others. It is, at its core, a sacred commitment to yourself, an ongoing process of discovery and self-acceptance that unfolds throughout your entire life. This journey is about becoming more fully, more vibrantly, and more authentically you with each passing day, shedding layers of expectation and embracing the magnificent being you were always meant to be. Your greatest life isn't found at the end of a grand quest, but rather in the conscious, courageous steps you take each moment on this deeply personal and endlessly evolving journey. So listen to the quiet calling, feel the pull towards what truly resonates, and step forward with an open heart and a trusting spirit. Your unique path is not just a route you travel, it is the very essence of your greatest life. Wait, in to be lived, breathed, and celebrated by you, for you. It begins now with the acceptance of who you are, the courage to follow your inner compass, and the unwavering belief that your most extraordinary existence is already unfolding, one authentic step at a time. This is where true freedom resides, in the joyful and fearless embrace of your own magnificent singular journey.